Hello. I know this is about to be one of those videos that's going to piss some people off, and that's fine. As long as I'm being honest and I'm speaking the truth, that's fine. Feelings will be hurt, and that's self conviction. Guilt is something else. Guilt will whoop you like nothing else. So, this is in reference to relationships and people not making wise decisions when it comes to our lives. And the reason why I'm recording this is because people have to do better. Women, men, together, we as a whole, as in the human race, have to do better than we're doing, because things are so far out of control that people are being hurt, people are being killed, and family members are being injured. It's crazy. And this is the thing, people, stop meeting people based on mere physical attraction, because people are so comfortable now with meeting people based on who looks good, who's fine, who's the men are looking at big butts and nice hips and big lips. Oh, your lips. It's the things that people are being attracted to people for are absolutely ridiculous. When we were young, yeah, fine, okay, that's, we didn't know any better. And then the women are looking at men, buff arms, nice chest, abs. This is the crazy thing that I don't understand yet. If she has a nice butt, nice body, big breasts, nice lips, whatever it is, if he have a nice chest, nice body, biceps, triceps, all these things are well placed. What happens when this is no good and this person is abusive and mean and rude and disrespectful and don't know how to love? But yet by the time you figure it out, it's too late, because your silly butt done met this person, started sexing this person, then got this here. It goes from a physical attraction to an emotional attachment. And when I say that, I mean, you get involved with people, start having sex with people, you gain this emotional attachment, and it's a sexual attachment. It's no longer about physical or anything, and now you're in something that your butt can't control or get out of, because you don't know how to turn off your god doggone sex appeal long enough to sit your butt down somewhere and use your brain. God designed us to be able to think, people, not just lay on our backs and hump and whatever else that people are stuck on stupid behind now, till it's unbelievable. If one more person tell me, oh, I mind my business, I don't tell nobody who should leave them and they should leave them. My cousin just told me the other day, and I really don't care. I don't care. He was like, oh, when you were with Trey, I never once told you you should leave him. And like I told him, and I meant it, you should have. Somebody should have been man or woman enough to tell me that I should have got my butt up out of that situation. I wouldn't have been choked the way that I was. I was choked. He cracked my larynx. He was never really a physically abusive man, but there were a few times, and guess what? Each time, the time where he choked me, I suffer from that to this day. I have a hole in my throat. When I eat and drink, I choke. I choke in my sleep. I have bacteria that fills my body. So somebody should have, if they loved me out of love, told me the truth to get my butt up out of that mess and that unhealthy situation, because somebody was going to get hurt or killed. I'm shooting in the house. I see my daughter jump up and take off running because I'm shooting in the house like a fool. And it was nothing but the grace of God that saved us, because the bullet, the second time I shot in the house, the bullet went this close above the gas line. Had I hit that gas line, I would have blew up my whole home, not to mention probably some more homes on the block. I told my cousin's wife in the beginning when I saw them getting physical with each other, y'all don't need to be together. I wasn't trying to judge them. I was judging their actions and the fact that these two people don't have an attitude. You either have an attitude that works or you have an attitude that clashes. Everybody can't be together. If and that's why I keep saying, and I'm gonna keep saying, if we stop, everybody needs to stop and sit still and learn how to think with your god doggone brain, and stop thinking with what's between your legs and what turn you on. Stop worrying about being turned on and worry about your safety and your heart. Nobody don't, that's not love when you are being abused and you are abusing the person. If it gets to the point where I'm saying mean and rude things and disrespectful things to him, and he's saying mean, rude, disrespectful things to me, that's not a relationship. That's two fools stuck in something that they absolutely feel like they can't get out of because they stuck on that sexual attraction, that sexual connection. It's no longer anything having to do with, oh, I'm attracted to you, you're attracted to me. It's two fools still having sex and can't get along other than having sex in the bed. And I say that and I mean that. People need to learn how to tell people the truth when they love them. I don't care if I know you or not. If a woman walk up to me right now and she's a stranger and she tells me that her man is going upside her head, I'm going to tell her, you need to get up out of that, because nobody, one wrong lick can end your life. I don't care who it is. If a man walk up to me and tell me that his woman is abusive and his woman hits him with glasses and sticks and poles, it doesn't matter. I'm going to tell him the same thing. You need to get out of that. People, ain't no such thing as minding your business when people business coming outside of their home and it's coming to you. When you call me on my phone and you telling me, oh, she did this and he did that, and then don't get me started on when both people know you and they both go to calling. He calling with his side of the story, she calling with her side of the story. Guess what? I wasn't there. I'm not going to judge, but what I will do is tell you the truth. When it gets physical, separate your tail from that other person, because somebody is going to get hurt. And then, oh baby, don't let me take it a step further when you go to calling family members and involving your family members. And family members, keep your butt out of people's mess. And I say mess because anytime two people realize that they butt don't get along and they got to get physical, they need to separate. I'm going to say it. I'm going to keep saying it. I'm not going to stop saying it. And can't nobody make me stop staying in mess. And it's your own mess. You create your own mess. Women, stop getting an attitude every time the man says something you don't like. Men, stop getting an attitude because women want to talk about what's bothering them. If these are the feelings that you have, keep your butt out of relationships. This is why people need to turn to God and allow God into their hearts and into their lives. Because without God, you're going to stay on this roller coaster of madness that your tails are on. I don't care. I don't have to cater to nobody's needs. I don't have to cater to nobody's ego. I'm not about to start, and I'm not going to try. Period, point blank. If I feel like you coming to me and you telling me something and it's an unhealthy situation, I'm going to tell you that, simple as that. I say this and I mean it. I wish somebody had the courage and the straightforwardness, the bluntness to tell me, Diddy, you need to leave that man if y'all can't get along, and stop that. Because I should have been out of that. I shouldn't have been in that situation where me and this man are at it. And no, we did not get physical. Like the majority of the time, it was never physical. Only those few times where my knee got messed up. I have a knee right now that won't heal. And they said it never healed, thanks to the bacteria that fills my body from the hole that's in my throat. All of these things came at the hand of this man. And it still doesn't matter because I stayed in that. Do I blame that man for anything that he did to me? No, I don't blame him. I blame him for his actions because those were his actions. But do I blame him for the things happening to me? No, because if I had left when I realized that that man was verbally abusive, emotionally abusive, and disrespectful beyond belief, had I left, I wouldn't have been there to endure those things anyway. When my cousin's wife stood there on my auntie's porch and heard me tell her that she didn't need to be with my cousin, every complaint that she had about my cousin was just who he is. I love my cousin. He's been my cousin for 40 years, but my cousin have some serious respect issues. He don't have respect for his own mother. Therefore, I learned with being with my husband, when he would say the things that he would say about his mom due to things that he went through in his lifetime as a kid that he had not let go of, I knew then that this man will never respect me because he don't respect his mother. And this is the lady who brought him into this world. Yeah, we all go through things. My mom had a crack addiction, but I didn't hate her. And I have things now that I deal with, that happened as a kid. And my kids were affected by some of the things that I was affected by in my childhood dealing with a mom that had a crack addiction. So I had to learn to let go. People have to learn to let go. Like I said, and I'm going to say, I love my cousin. I love his wife. I love everybody. But what I will not do is enable people to remain stupid. I won't enable people to remain in abusive relationships. I won't be the one telling you to just pray about it. First of all, everybody ain't even in no godly relationship. So if you are shacking with your boyfriend or baby daddy, your baby mama, I don't care who it is, y'all laying up fornicating, don't expect Dee Dee to tell you to pray about it, because God don't bless no mess, and people need to get it together. Y'all better stop asking God to bless stuff He don't even condone in the first place. So get your lives together. If you get your lives together, you don't have to worry about it anyway, because God will make a way for what is His way, not any other way. Simple as that. I do not and I will not have to tell anybody to just stay and pray when they need to be gone on their way. Know your worth and know what you want. If you want to be happy, you have to take your happiness, take control of your happiness. And when I say that, that means stop settling and staying in situations where you're unhappy. Stop staying with people that make you unhappy. Or shall I say, you claim they make you unhappy, but the truth is you make yourself unhappy when you stay. I know I'm talking fast, and I don't care, because I'm a little touched by this. Even last night, let me say this first. The other day, my cousin's wife was saying that my cousin pushed her son out of a moving car. I don't know if he did that. But do I feel sympathetic for her in that situation? No, I do not, because this is a woman that his cousin, told that she should leave him alone. Because he is who he is, and he wasn't about to change. He ain't changed in 40 years. Every woman that he's been with have told me the same story. You know how they say same scene, different cast? I've heard the same stories and complaints every single time, just from different women. So I'm not going to go into telling her what other women said, but me as his cousin telling her, you need to leave him alone and move on if you want to be happy. Or just, I'm going to tell you like I tell her, anybody, if you stay, shut up and stop complaining. Stop calling people with your problems, because apparently it's not a problem in the first place. And I learned this from myself. When I stayed in my mess and I was calling people, I had to learn to listen to myself and realize how stupid I sound, complaining about a man being disrespectful and all these other things, but yet I was going to sleep with this man at night and waking up with this same man that I was complaining about. So I shut my butt up and I kept my business in my home until I realized to get my butt up out of it. A friend of mine called last night and told me, she was like, you remember such and such? And I said, I think so. She was like, you met him at my husband's birthday party. And I was like, oh yeah, his uncle. She was like, yeah. She said, he killed his wife. She was like, he stabbed her 47 times. And I was like, oh my. She said, and then he went and picked up his friend and took him up to the racetrack and shot his friend in the head and killed him. And I said, oh my God. I said, my cousin told me about the guy that got killed at racetrack. Well, he not only shot the friend and killed him at racetrack, he shot himself in the head afterwards. So she then went on to talk to me about the guy. And I was like, well, how long had they been married? She said 2 months. But she said one thing that blew me away. She said her mom told him not to marry her. People, wake up, pay attention. If somebody's blood relative can tell you something about a person. They're not saying it because they're hateful. They're not saying it because they're haters. They're not saying it because they're jealous. Well, some of them might be. I don't know. But I'm speaking from my own view of me and apparently this girl's mom. When people, family members can tell you stuff like that, you need to pay attention and learn how to take heed. Somebody is telling you this stuff for a reason. Me personally, it's because I'm tired of hearing the phone calls from the family members talking about, oh, such and such and such and such doing this, they fighting, somebody chasing him in the car with a gun. Really? People, you endanger your family members when you do this. And family members, I'm gonna say this again, you endanger your own silly butts. Keep your butt out of people's business. If your sister, brother, cousin, uncle, mama, daddy, I don't care who it is, if they choose to stay in a relationship with somebody that is abusive and mistreating them, they must love it. So is your life worth giving up for their mess? I have a friend right now that went to school with us. She's married to a man that killed her brother. Her family don't talk to her anymore. But guess what? Bowleg should have stopped going over there jumping on that man. He kept going over there jumping on him because he kept jumping on his sister. But she kept going back. So that man got tired of him jumping on him. And the last time he went over there and jumped on him, he stabbed him. He dead and gone. And the dude didn't do a day locked up because this man came to his home and jumped on him at his home, and it was considered self-defense. And she married him after he killed Bowleg. So now he's just dead and gone, and his sister's still with the same man that was whooping her before, and he probably whooping her now. I don't know. I haven't talked to her in quite a few years. But is it worth it? No, it's not. People, I say this from the bottom of my heart, and I'm speaking from my own experiences. If you want to be happy, take control of your happiness. Pay attention to what you're doing. Get to know people before you start sleeping with them and moving men up in your house that you barely know, and then you move them in a week later, and then y'all married 2 or 3 months later, and then here comes the chaos and the drama and the storms, and you want everybody else to get involved, and then the silly people, and they allowing you to bring them into their mess, and people end up dead or hurt. It doesn't matter. Take control of your happiness and make wiser decisions. Stop allowing your mind and your heart to battle each other. Learn how to follow your mind and not your heart. Because I tell people, and I say it and I mean it, our mind and our heart is always in a constant battle when it comes to love. So for me, love is a constant battle between the mind and the heart. Our minds know better. We know we should leave because it's an unsafe situation. Oh, but that attachment at the heart, because you so involved and you got that, he got some good, she got some good. Let it be so good that somebody standing over you singing them songs and hymns. Them, his eyes on the sparrow. Yeah, keep it up. Y'all better get yourselves together. Think about yourselves, your family members, and the people who want to see you be here and grow old and live to see your kids and your grandkids get older. Stop just being involved in stuff that you don't have to be in. Nobody is forcing you. So stop saying people wasted your time. We distribute our time to people. We give our time to people. No one can waste what we give them. With that being said, everyone, please, please, please do better. And in order to do better, you have to know better. And I hope after watching this, you know better. And once again, I was speaking from experience as well as what I see. Stop thinking that you're breaking some kind of code by telling people what's best for them. Just like God say, you spare the rod, you spoil the child. He said, if you spare it, you don't love your kids. I'd rather be saying, I told her to leave versus I should have told her to leave. See y'all later.